There was some recent news that I heard that Wendy Williams will not be returning back to her show. And I think that that's a positive thing for black women, white women, anybody who watches her show. It's a positive thing that she's not coming back. Unfortunately, of course, the people, her handlers, and the people who are in charge of that show, they don't want to let go of that money. So they're, trying out, various different hosts and stuff like that to kind of see, what that audience base is, what's going to get the views and all that type of stuff. So, they're doing all that thing. But, it's a good thing that Wendy Williams is gone because I think even from her, like from when we first heard about her when she was, dating Biggie Smalls or Notorious B.I.G. and she was working on 98.7 out of New York. She's always been the same. She's just been a cutthroat bitch, and she is a black woman who gets out there and she's grooming other black women and just women in general to be these mean, evil, worthless women. And I'm gonna get into that. I got a couple clips to show you. But I first came across this chick personally, like where I really started catching on her, and I was just like, something ain't right with her, was during this situation, during her collapse. She was on her show and she's looking into the camera and she collapses and then she comes out of it and says, "Oh, I'm a strong champion. I'm gonna keep going." Da 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 da. And it just signified to me that a lot of these people on these TV shows, celebrities in general, anybody who they're rolling out on the television, they're promoting more sickness, mental illness, and they're making it like it's a good thing. She collapses on TV here, and then she says, "Oh, I'm a champion. I'm going to keep on going," and the crowd cheers. That's not being a champion. I mean, there's something wrong with you. You need to go get checked out and figure out what that is, and go from there. I think that is because she's a demon. People are saying that she's fighting her demons. She's not fighting her demons. She is a demon. Let's get into this clip right here.
We're every year, so it was a lot of fun. Let's get started. Our first caress.
Boom. And then she hits the stage. I mean, there's a possibility that that is real. Um, but I mean, just from the look on her face and the way she's kind of like, making these, she's either having some kind of a seizure, maybe her anxiety's acting up. But when you have a person who is evil and they have the demons and all that, when the devil decides to work his way through you, there's nothing you can do. And that's what's going on here. She's on here. She has a little Statue of Liberty and all that type of stuff. Now, back in the day, there were some people who said that this whole act was to signify the collapse of New York, which is very possible because right here, in December 19th, right here in New York. I mean, I can't think of. I mean, it's basically escape from New York type situation. I mean, they're rolling out mandates. People are getting fired from their jobs if they don't do what the government says. You got these sexual predators who were in office before the Kathy Hochul. And, I mean, New York is just a mess, and there really ain't no reason to live there anyway. So they said that this was kind of signified the collapse of New York. That's what she was doing, and that's very possible because she's a New York person, right? And she's been a New York personality on the radios. 98.7 back in the day, where she was on there. That's a black station. Play old school black hits, R&B, etc. And then you had this bitch who was on there who really, if you ask me, she's not a great representative of the black community. But yet she is, on there getting into, black people's heads. But, yeah. And so, she has this whole little thing and she goes down and, hey, oh well. But let's move on to her early days back in, 98.7. Let's go take a look at that right quick because she has always been kind of the same person, real full of shit type individual, loves the limelight, even when she was on radio. And radio is radio. It's audio. It ain't really visual. But here she is. She was kind of rolling out that whole thing back then. On let's just take a quick peek. Let's go. Let's take a look here.
Radio is a one-shot deal. You just get in here and you do it. And a lot of people think, that it has to do with your voice and stuff. I really don't hear a voice thing going on, you know. I just think it's a lot of personality. I just get in here and I have fun with the people.
She has a very annoying voice and a very annoying personality, which you know, who looks at this and says, yeah, let's get her on a TV in front of 30, 40 million people every day? You know, like who
And I think I'm doing what comes naturally to me. And for anybody who's young and trying to figure out, am I getting too preachy?
Yeah, you are getting too preachy because you're not saying anything that makes any sense. Anybody wants to look into that interview, look up Wendy Williams, 98.7, whatever. And she's just annoying on top of annoying. How any person who is a head of a radio station would say, let's put her in there. Let's put her in charge. They have to be crazy. But yet they did anyway. But that is what it is. I want to get to the meat of the situation, and the part that I say really made me despise Wendy Williams, because this is a woman. It's like the Oprah model. This is a woman who has access to all of these women across the nation, and some men. And instead of doing positive things and saying positive stuff, she's just being a demon, talking about evil stuff. And here she talks about a naughty thing that she did in front of her child. Now, if she was to come out and say that she did this naughty thing and got caught by her child and she stopped, she'd be more respectable. But I want you to pay attention to what this evil demon says here.
We don't close our door either. But if you walk in on me and my husband, you're going to get a surprise.
Has that happened with your...
One thing I want to keep in mind is, another thing, the daytime talk shows, the nighttime talk shows, they're all staged, they're all set up. There may have been a time and place back years ago where they were more off the cuff, but it definitely isn't now. I'm 100% sure Conan O'Brien knows exactly where this conversation is going. They've already played this whole thing out, but she's going to act like she's telling a story. But just, this is filth in every way, and it's the reason why Wendy Williams needs to be off TV. The whole idea behind talk shows needs to go, but Wendy Williams specifically, that bitch needs to go. Now take a look at this.
Once, when he was 13.
Okay, can you tell us?
I just want to warn a lot of y'all. If you got children around watching this video, get them out of there. Get them out of there, because what she's about to say is not good. Children don't need to hear this. I don't think anybody needs to hear this crap. There's something mentally wrong with this woman. But take a look at this.
What happened?
No, but I'll just tell you this. He got a surprise, and he will never do that again.
What is she laughing about? She's about to talk about something that borderlines pedophilia, and she's making it, just look at this big smile. Just listen to what she's about to say.
Well, I think it's fair for me to know what the surprise was. You're on a talk show, and you have a talk show.
Yes.
You know the rules, so
But late
what
night,
the hell did he walk in on?
He walked in on me giving my husband a favor.
I just don't like the fact that she says favor and makes this little face. And the problem is that she's going to have a lot of fans out there who listen to everything that she says. And when she talks like this and she says this type of stuff, it's going to groom other people to think that this kind of behavior is okay. And it is not okay. This is bad behavior. There's no reason why this filthy woman should be on TV. But the even bigger problem, which should really scare people, is that everything that's on the TV, mass media, all of it promotes this. This is what they think people want to see. Not what they think people want to see. This is what they want people to see, so they can get them to think and behave a certain way. Bring down society altogether. Let's get back into it.
At 2 o'clock in the morning.
2 o'clock in the morning?
Yes.
Oh, my God. You guys must have had a lot of coffee.
This kid, her son was 13 years old, and he was going into his parents' room at 2 o'clock in the morning, and she was giving her husband a favor.
What do you want?
I mean, the hours are weird.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So he walked in on you doing that?
Yes, and he forgot to clear his throat and stomp.
Yeah.
Well,
what did he think was going on?
Well, he didn't hear anything. He saw the TV. And then he looked, and what do you think we did? Continued. That alone.
You continue?
Although the next day when he...
Wait. What do you mean?
They continued, she says, as if that makes sense. When I have sex and my dog comes into the room. Well, when she used to come in the room, I had to put her down recently. Rest in peace, Sabrina Spencer. But when my dog would come into the room, I would, feel uncomfortable. My dog, because the dog would jump up there and get all like, try like, what the hell's going on? What are y'all doing? And, like a typical dog, because dogs get jealous like that. But her son comes in and they continue to do it. That's not good. That's mental illness there.
You continued. You like looked over and you were like that, and then you continued.
That's bad. But I just wanted to get into the last little bit of this interview that really shocked me, and we'll just dive right into this part. We'll come out the other end of it here.
Friends, and we leave the house with a hug and a kiss. He hugged, but he wouldn't kiss me.
Yeah.
Now, Wendy Williams these days is not doing all that well. And I wanted you guys to take a look at these videos, these small clips, just so you kind of get an idea on why she's not doing well. When you behave like a demon, you have to expect to have some type of a mental and spiritual breakdown at some point. It's going to happen. What she's talking about here and, performing a little favor, a little sex act on her husband, which is not a problem. But when your son walks into the room, and you notice that, you should behave with some shame. You show some humility. She did not do that. She went right back to servicing her husband in front of her son. And they talk about it on this show, and Conan, he acts like he's shocked. That's how most people probably are behaving. They should be shocked. You should be shocked when you hear something like this. And she has this big smile on. And now everybody wants to say, hey, I feel so sorry for Wendy Williams. This, that, and the other thing. I'm going to stand down here and say, listen, Wendy, it's been time. You should have been gone yesterday. You should have been gone as soon as you started. Whoever in charge that put you out there on the TV and gave you all this money to basically just be a fucking worthless clown, they should be locked up. I mean, this is poor behavior on a grand scale, and it's being rolled out there and sold to the American people. And, I'm glad you're gone, Wendy. Good riddance.